What's good, YouTube? Alright, so, uh, today's video is black elders. So, don't take anything I say to offense any of, this is a disclaimer to any of my elders, black elders, or just elders in general. But don't take offense to what's being said, especially if you're not one of these elderly people I'm about to be talking about in our communities. So, I'm a new gen black. So basically, I'm a 90s baby to 2000s to like about mid 2000s, wherever you want to cut off the generations and things like that. But so basically, to my elders, a lot of you in our communities, black elders, you guys are stuck in your ways. You don't want to listen to nothing nobody else has to say, and you just think that your way is the right way or there's no way. And a lot of you are brainwashed as fuck. I don't even want to use the F word, but it's just that bad how brainwashed you guys are. And it's nothing against people and their religion and their religious beliefs, but elderly black people are the main ones. Every Sunday you see them coming out the church, just praise Jesus, all this, hallelujah, whatever the heck they talk about in church. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not disrespecting anybody's religion. We all have the right to be whatever we want to be. But guys, my beautiful family, melanated family, religion is not the way of our people. It's not the way it was. It's not what our people practiced back in the day, wherever they were. History has just been so distorted. But back in Africa or back in America or wherever we were, but we were the natives, so we were everywhere. We didn't practice Christianity. That was used to enslave us too as a people. So just the fact that a lot of like elderly black people just preach, they just are there every Sunday religiously, it just shows that generation is gone. They're lost. There's not much we can do for them. It's really not. I'm sorry. The ones that like be there every Sunday. And then the thing is, a lot of them, they talk shit about you in the church. It's so much stuff, especially now, that's being revealed in the church. And a lot of elderly black people will still defend the church and God to this day, or they'll be like, it's not my church, it's somebody's church, but it's not my church. It's just like, it's no point in talking to them. But the problem is, the whole point of this video is, elders in all societies are supposed to teach the next generations, so when they leave, that they know that their generation and their seeds or whatever are good. But the black elders, it's kind of like after the 60s and 70s. Not saying that there's not anyone fighting for us who's elderly or an elder. I don't know, whatever you want to consider an elder. But me, I consider an elder like about like 60, 70, who's been on this planet for a while and can actually bestow some knowledge to you, even though some elders can't do that. There are some people who are like 50, 60, 70, 40, even though it's not an elder in my category, even though it is an elder, that just don't have nothing to show for themselves, just hang out all day, strung out on drugs, or just don't have anything really going for themselves. So it's just like the next generation sees that, and they just are like, well, instead of having something positive to look forward to or look at, they don't have nothing positive. And you can see that in our neighborhoods, you can see that in our people, especially in like large urban populations. So I just think, just like I said, the no, you can tell older black people, you can't tell them anything. Like, a couple of days ago, I was out downtown, and like this woman and her daughter, they were fighting. And like most of my videos are based off experiences, so it's not like I'm talking, just out the side of my neck. It's things I've experienced, things I've seen growing up, and things that I, as a new gen black, have definitely like it's crazy for real, like how entrapped black people still are. Like it's like we're already in a matrix, but it's like black people are in like a double matrix. Like it's like 2x matrix, like for us. Like it's just bad, like really bad. But so the woman and the daughter, they were fighting, and they looked smack alike, so you could tell that was her daughter. And they were just going up the street, everybody looking. We all just paused for a second, just watching, and we don't know what's going on, why they were fighting. You never know the bigger picture. And two elderly well, one I don't think she wasn't black. She was like a foreigner. I have no idea where she was from, but she was foreign. And then one was like a older black man, and they were talking. She wasn't like, she was from a different generation. She was like from like around like, I think like the millennial generation, not millennial, the Gen X, probably around like late 30s, early 40s, because she had a daughter who was 16. And I mean, you could have a kid young, but just from what she looked like she wasn't in his generation, but she definitely wasn't in my generation, and she wasn't in the older millennial generation, so that puts her in Gen X. So, but the man was like a baby boomer. He was old. He was elderly, and they both were talking, and basically he was saying if that was his son, even though it was a woman and her daughter, he said that he would shoot his son. And what I've noticed about a lot of older black people, a lot of you guys like to solve your issues with violence, especially on your kids. Like that is definitely, and it creates psychological damage, and then your kids will pass that on to your grandkids and great grandkids because you didn't know how to handle that in a more positive manner. Like you don't have to beat the crap out of your kids, and that's what a lot of them don't understand. But for him to even say that without even knowing the context of the conversation, oh, I forgot an important detail. So that both of the man and the woman, they were just talking about how basically that they would never disrespect their parents. And don't get me wrong, the girl, she did like threaten to like hit her mom, but she wasn't gonna do it. She wasn't about it. They were just hooping and hollering up and down the street, being just embarrassing themselves. But basically they were going back and forth between each other like, wow, that's so disrespectful. Basically they didn't try to see, like, maybe understand that like parents sometimes, because sometimes parents or elderly black people, y'all like to push some buttons, and y'all think just because you're our parents, you gave us life, that y'all can talk crazy and just think that you can treat us any type of way like we're slaves or you own us just because you gave us life, when that's definitely not the case. So basically I just told him, I said, I let it be known that sometimes our elders are wrong, and that sometimes that elders just are wrong, and it's black elders definitely don't want to hear it, definitely, especially the ones that go to church, are stuck in their ways. Like I said, I'm not throwing shade, but their mindset is just not where it needs to be for our communities. Like instead of them taking charge and like helping us not repeat history again, and helping youth, find the way, because a lot of us, especially during our teenage years, oh my goodness, those are the years that like you need a lot of positive reinforcement. You need someone to be looking out for you, making sure that you good, that you eating, that you can go to school, that no one's doing stuff to you at home, that you safe walking to school wherever you need to be, got money in your pocket. But a lot of elders don't do that, so it's just kind of like, no shade, but you're useless. So it's just like, a lot of times a lot of elders will say that my generation, or like the older, or a little, I guess like the millennials, it depends on where you want to draw the lines, but like I'm like a mixture, Gen Z, millennial, or some people would just consider me like the end of the millennial age. But that's the thing, I can't, it's just, that's just another topic. But uh basically, um our black elders definitely need to pick up the torch and guide us instead of talking shit about us. I'm not saying all elders do that, but I've encountered so many elders who just want to tell you about yourself and their life. I mean, your life, and you just looking at them like, what are you doing for us? Besides talking shit about us, besides talking trash about us, talking about all we do is just listen to music that don't have no meaning, pants hanging down, we ain't doing nothing, we're lazy, we wanted this, that, and the third, we think that we deserve handouts. No, we don't think that we deserve handouts. We're not lazy. We just, growing up in this world, we just see that working for 20, 30, 40, 50 years for a corporation who doesn't even care about us is a scam. It's dumb. It's a waste of our time, which is why we're all about that quick money, quick money. And that's why we're going to be the entrepreneur generation. I believe so. A lot more of us are creating our own businesses because, like, we saw what our parents and grandparents went through, and it's just like, whoa, nobody wants to spend 20, 30 years, not even 10 years, but 10 is okay. Not really. No, it's not. Not at all. For real, for real. No years. You shouldn't give this workforce matrix or whatever any time. I stopped giving them my my time and my years. They got only 5 good years out of me, And that's that. I'm never going back to a traditional job unless it's in my career field of art. But that's another topic. But basically, black elders, if you aren't going to pick up the torch and actually lead and try to guide some youth, a troubled youth. It don't matter. It don't have to be a troubled youth. It could just be a youth walking down your street. Just, be like, hi, how are you? I hope your day's going well. Let them know that somebody thinking of them out there. Like back in the day. I mean, I wasn't born, but back in the day, it seemed like the elders were more concerned with what was going on with the the youth of the time. But now it's just kind of like the elders are talking shit about you, looking at you crazy because they don't understand you. Trust me, this happens to me all the time, especially since I'm gay too. So, and I'm not religious, so that's two strikes against me right there. So, yeah. And a lot of you guys are just very judgy too. So, instead of helping, you guys just do all those things. So it's either just move out the way and shut up, or actually do your part as elders and guide and lead us. Otherwise, just retire yourself out of our matters and let us continue our battle to liberation. It's that simple. Um, it's that simple. I'm not trying to be disrespectful because I respect my elders. I always say yes, ma'am, please. Like, if I see an elder coming out, I let him or her go out before me, before going in. Like, just little things like that, definitely, and not disrespectful. But elders got the game twisted. They think just because they've been on this planet for a couple decades that I have to kiss their ass. No. Or they think they could talk to you crazy without you coming up to them and slapping them. No. Because, no, we're just, no. It's just things that you guys have to understand. And if you guys want us to respect you as elders and see you as elders, even though you guys are, you need to, not saying that you need to do anything, but black elders, we definitely need that guidance in our communities, because you guys definitely have experienced things that we, as new gen blacks, or just younger blacks, this is for everybody, but just never had to experience. Like, we didn't have to experience certain things that you guys had to experience, so we're not going to have those certain, certain way, we're not gonna have that certain way of life. Like, we grew up differently. We grew up with technology. We grew up in the age of, like, a new age. Like, we definitely won't think like you guys, and there's a big disconnect between us, black elders and black youth. There's a very big disconnect, and I think the elders, you guys don't open the door for us to come to you guys to connect and, like, come to you guys for guidance, as we should, since you're elders. You make us feel, what's the word, uncomfortable or a type of way, because you guys judge, and instead of just seeing us as like a black youth, you're like a little brother, a little sister, or just like one of your grandkids. Not saying you have to, but instead of looking at us like how black people did back in the day, it didn't matter if you were Jerome's kid up the street, we still gonna look out for you. Like, you gotta get home before the lights go off type shit, something like that. But it's just, it don't seem like many of the black elders are really doing that. And don't get me wrong, there are some that still do. I've encountered a lady like a couple of weeks ago. She was so nice. She was talking to everybody in the room, and she was a Libra. She had very Libras have that good charming energy, and they're really good at working with people anyway. So she's just saying hi to everybody and all the black people, and it was just really nice, like the way her energy and the way like she went about greeting everyone who came in the door, like, and everyone in a way, I guess, sense that power as an elder. Like, you're supposed to respect your elders. So, like, everyone was very respectful. They talked to her. She was very respectful, but, like, she knew she was an elder. And it was just the way she carried her energy. But I'm not going to rap too much longer. But that's just it. Like, black elders, it's just time for y'all to get checked. That's all. Don't think because you old or you been on this planet that I need to do this and that and the third. No. Nobody's giving you anything or whatever. I wish that you guys would wake up from your religious spell, but it's okay either way. But it's just something I needed to say, like my piece. I just think it's a very big issue in our community because, like, we don't have guidance. We really don't. Like, growing up, I didn't have no guidance. I just was doing whatever I wanted to do. Luckily, I didn't get too caught up in like what was out there because I got involved with other things eventually. Uh, I think it was really just sports that got me at like kept me out of trouble. But I'm not gonna rap too much longer. But that's all, black elders. Y'all just really gotta check yourselves, and someone needs to tell y'all and not sugarcoat it. And y'all need to fix y'all attitudes and fix your attitudes and stop thinking that you're entitled. It's just that simple.